It's a Windows issues, improv, no script, no rehearsal, no plan. Bring your Windows computer troubles for the crew to blow smoke or ideas your way. Amp up your problem solving skills with us.
Good morning. It's October 15th, 2024, 9 o'clock and 35 seconds. And you may have heard a little bit of double echoing there because I was having some issues with my Chrome browser YouTube tabs and I forgot to go back and mute one of them. Yeah, Chrome browser and YouTube, well, all of the browsers
Ken
actually have
Stout
been
Live
having
said,
some
hello,
troubles.
hello.
Hello, Ken Stout. Yeah, on Carrie's show, they've been demonstrating or showing people watching the videos, and Carrie himself and Mara have been having YouTube browser crashes, and I have weird symptoms this morning. But anyway, let's get moving. Hey, is Brian Lightfoot back with his jokes? I have missed you, my friend. Help wanted, telepath. You know where to apply. Awesome. I hope you're back. All right. Doug having problem with browser tabs. It sounds like a personal problem. You should get therapy, right? Oh, I need therapy so much. Monday was a therapy day for me. Yesterday was a mental health day for me, and that worked pretty well. But boy, I got a lot of stuff today. That bumper music that just played, it says no plan. I think maybe that's not really valid anymore because, yeah, I have a plan these days. And I'm liking the plan, frankly. Live commentary, I'll change that. I have explained before why I do that. Won't give that explanation. I won't explain that again right now. No show tomorrow. Tomorrow I got a dentist appointment, so no show tomorrow. Client story. I'm going to start this off. This is a quiz for the people in chat. There's a text message. The original text message from this client came at 11:26 a.m. Sunday morning. 11:27, I responded to her. 11:38, I got on a phone support with her. Not remote connection. You'll understand why in a minute. It took 13 minutes. She had spent an hour the previous day trying to solve that herself. So let me go bring up that window. I'm going to show you some pictures. And I'm not going to explain to you what happened, but what she had originally said in her text. Let's see, I didn't actually, I don't have a photo of that for you, so I'm going to read that to you. Her text message says, "Hi, my home computer won't connect to internet, so wondering if you could help me when you have a chance." All right, so let's do an ad break there while I get those pictures set up. And because I had to take that away from the screen, I had the pictures ready, but then I realized, oh, I got to read you that text message for this to make any sense. Then go there and there. All right, now, the ad break for those who are being forced to watch an ad should be over pretty soon. Let's go over here. So here's the first picture. So remember, she said her internet's not working. So I asked her to send me pictures. I asked for specific pictures. So here's the first one that she gave me. She said that she sees an airplane mode and the wireframe globe. She had told me that. I'm not going to say anything about that yet. Just give you the next picture. So then I asked for, oops, I got to swap the pictures on the phone. So here's what network information showed, not connected. You're not connected to any networks. Then here's the next picture. Whoops, nope, that didn't go right. Let's bring that back off camera. Let me get back to the right place here because my finger kind of went wrong on that. Yeah, so here we're back. Not connected to any network. Swipe the finger correctly. So here's what network connections looks like. And I'm not going to tell you what we see here. You're going to look at this. Hello, Dobby Tech. Welcome. Glad to have you. I see that your name isn't in blue. That means you're a new person or a person I haven't turned blue yet. Once I get to know you and know that you're not a troll, that's when you get turned blue. Now the next picture. This is a mini computer mounted on the back of a monitor. I had never seen this computer. When I got on the phone with her, I did not know what computer she has. Then the next picture. Here's the back of the computer. DougBetts says, yeah, I'm new to this. Welcome. Glad to have you. We're here 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, starting at 9 a.m. Pacific time, and on Saturdays, 11 a.m. Pacific time for 2 hours with a Zoom session. So that is all of the pictures. So you can respond in chat what you think was happening. Now, somebody remind me with a speaker bot before the end of the show to tell you what the resolution was. And I'm not going to go try to read through all the chat messages. I will see them after the show, but I will give you the answer before the end of the show, if you remind me. Okay, so that was client story. Now let's hit an ad break. And then look for the next subject. This is TG's issue. I hear somebody's got oops, Stormy playing, but I didn't get there in time. I still hear her, but I don't see her. Probably because you hit it too soon. Okay, coming back here. TG's issue that came up Saturday, I'm going to give a quick review of it and a couple of other comments. Thank you, Ken Stout. I see you giving a welcome message to DougBetts. Then let's see. Oh, I'll come over to, where do I have this set up? Yeah, I have this set up over here. Saturday, the conversation with TG. I'll go down to the first of his comments on Saturday. He said, I'm having an issue with an HP Xeon workstation. I upgraded it from, oops, I don't have this positioned well enough. How am I going to get it positioned better? Oh, let's scroll down here. There we go. I upgraded it from Windows 10 Pro to a Windows 11 Pro. That was easy. When I plugged in any USB drive, I get a blue screen of death. Windows and HP say it is updated. Any suggestion? Now, I think we concluded when he says Windows and HP says it's updated, that was from their online update systems. I don't think he's had any direct phone support from them. And then he says, yes, Windows Update says it's complete. The HP Assistant app says there are no updates available. So that kind of confirms what I just said. The Windows 11 ISO was created a month ago using the Microsoft Media Creator. So we had figured out that if it was created a month ago, then it was not the 24H2 version of the ISO. The update was performed while logged in with Windows 10 and running setup from the ISO, not a clean install. Yes, Windows says it was able to upgrade to 11. So we already had the message in Windows that says your computer is qualified for Windows 11. Then he says, I just checked, it's 23H2, so that confirmed what was on the ISO. Sorry, I'm not able to get the serial number right now, so we're still wanting to get the serial number from him for that HP computer. I'm assuming it would be available by running system information. And I showed him during that video how to get it from a DOS prompt using WMIC, because I have found system information not to be totally reliable on that. Now, I'm going to right-click a couple times to get rid of my red dot, and then scroll this down a bit. Standard 16 or 32 gigabyte flash drive gives blue screen of death. USB mouse plugged in worked fine. So the USB port works fine with the mouse and, yeah, he didn't say keyboard, but probably. Only the USB drive gives a BSOD. No image backup was taken before the upgrade. One of the options would have been to restore an image backup, which anytime you're doing something like that, I say everybody should be doing an image backup. If you don't know how to do it, we'll help you understand how to do it here on this channel. And only USB drive. The thing there is, we don't have from him yet. Did he try 2 USB drives? Are these USB drives that have been sitting in a drawer for a long time? Have you used them recently, verifying that they work before the upgrade, not after the upgrade? How about a USB printer? Does that work? Those are things that might give us a clue where to go next. Although I'm not real enthusiastic about that as a clue to what to do next. He says it's been a month since the upgrade. I think I need to contact HP to check on driver updates. You could do that because sometimes they know that perhaps you need to install an older driver for some element of the computer. So yeah, contacting HP support could give you a solution that we will never find with helping you through that. I can get back to you with the serial number next week. That would be this week. The PC is 2 or 3 years old. Now, scrolling up a little bit to see some more of his conversation with us. Thanks for all your support. Yes, I'm legitimate. The issue has been a real pain. And when he says he's legitimate, that's in response to my comments about the troubles I have around here with trolls. And that's the main reason why I use the moderator feature to make people moderator once I'm convinced they're not a troll. Looks like a degraded array. Now, this is talking about something else. That's the end of his conversation about his issue. The rest of this, oops. Sorry about that. The rest of his chat messages were on other subjects. So we won't go over those. Now, my notes that I have over here, extra thoughts, is have you checked optional updates? We never actually asked him that. So check for optional updates because those don't automatically come to your computer. Remove hidden drivers. So let's go give a quick demonstration of those two items. Optional updates. So I'll click on the Windows button, do update settings. If you think I'm talking faster than normal, it's true because I'm trying to get through a lot of stuff. I got a lot of stuff today. So here in advanced options, there's optional updates in here. So I have 3 updates available. Click on this to see what optional updates are available. If you have some available there, just go ahead and install all of them and see if it solves the problem. Then the other thing was hidden devices. So I'll right click on the Windows button, choose Device Manager. You don't see that menu right now because it's showing up on my other monitor. But when you right click on the Windows key, a menu comes up. You can choose Device Manager and then come to the View menu and choose Show Hidden Devices. So any hidden devices will show up in here as grayed out, like that one right there, grayed out. Ignore these ones that have a down arrow. Those are things that I've intentionally disabled. But the ones that are showing as grayed out, delete those. And then go back and do Windows Update, do optional updates, and see if that makes any difference. So those are things that we did not talk about on Saturday. Remove and reinstall drivers from HP. I didn't look for this. Google, no, they're not going to have an uninstall program for drivers. Nah, I don't buy that. Another thing that you could do is actually go download the drivers that are already installed and reinstall them on top of the existing. But I think you're going to be better off actually calling them because this is a situation they probably know about. How many different brand of USB
Martin Hogg
drives
said,
have
could he
you
possibly
tried?
roll back driver if available?
He could roll back a driver, but what driver? What driver is actually causing the problem? I think he'd be better served time-wise to let HP tech support guide him through that. This computer's only a couple of years. I think it's still under support. Yeah, there I was asking how many different branded USB drives, not different brands, but how many USB drives? And are these drives that have recently been confirmed to be working? Or take those drives now into another computer and verify that they are functional. Even maybe do a fresh reformat in another computer, then plug them into your current computer as troubleshooting steps. But of all these things that we talked about, my favorite is call HP tech support because this may be a known issue that is not documented anywhere through a Google search. Okay, so let's hit a
read chat, please.
Ad break. I'll go to chat. Uh, 909 Dobby Tech. Thank you very much. That's perfect. 909. Let's get first of Dobby Tech. Anything to keep me occupied. Okay, that's not the 909. I usually say it like Dobby. although I don't mind how you say it. Oh, I guess his name, Dobie Tech. Thank you for that. Let's get to that 909 where Ken was directing to me. When you say, oops, didn't mean to press enter. When you say image backup, what are you referring to? Ah, very good. Dobby Tech, when I'm saying image backup, my favorite tool for that, well, let's see, need a new subject there. Dobby Tech, when you say image backup, what are you referring to? My favorite tool for that is Macrium Reflect. And for personal use, you can still get free versions of that, but you have to know where to get
Ken
them.
Stout
So I'm
Live
going to
said
go
the
give
clock
you
here
that.
runs forward, not backwards, and it is 1 minute later.
I do not understand what you're saying there. 1 minute later. Oh, that you were trying to refer me to. So I guess you're saying that I'm looking at the wrong one. He told me to look at 909. Maybe on, no, he's 3 hours ahead. When you say, oops, I think that's the one he means. You just really threw me for a loop there, Ken. I don't know why you're telling me that with a speaker bot. Drop frames to 0.1%. 20 drop frames. Not bad. Okay, so I got to get to this link for Macrium Reflect to get an old version. That's still free. The newer versions, you can still get trial mode for a period of time, but then they're going to want you to subscribe to it. But there still is a way to get the older versions. Let's see here, up to town. Let me give you that link. I'll put this into chat. And then if I can hit my fingers right, I'm not trying to hit my fingers, I'm trying to click right. Okay. And then go over to chat and Macrium Reflect. An image backup is a backup that you'll do to a separate partition on your hard drive or preferably an external drive. And what happens then is if whatever you're about to do to your computer, if it goes wrong, you can restore that image and it's a full image of your hard drive. It totally wipes out anything that you have done in the meantime. So when you click on that link, it'll take you to here and you can reject or accept whatever you choose to do on that. And then I got to tell you which of these to get, because you have to go back a little bit. November 28th, 2022. November 28th, 2022. So it's this one right here. You can install that on your computer, and when it asks you to put in your email address, don't do that. Click on the check mark or unclick the check mark about registering this free copy or home user or something like that. Then you don't even have to put in your email address, and you can do a full install of that and do an image backup absolutely free. The program will continue to be free forever, but go up to the settings menu, defaults menu, something like the options menu, choose edit defaults, go to the update tab and remove the check marks for check for updates. Dobby Tech says, all right, thank you. I've never actually thought about doing that. Anybody who's doing things on their computer should be doing that. If you care at all about your computer crashing, you should be doing that. Is there anybody that should not be doing that? Or somebody that's supported by a computer technician? Perhaps you can let your technician take responsibility for that. Ask them if they're doing image backups for you. Okay. We'll do another ad break there. Come back here. So we dealt with that. The Macrium backup issue that I talked about on Saturday on a client's computer, where it was failing to do the backups from a file server. I was reaching through the network to do a backup on that computer. And I demonstrated on Saturday how if I manually launch a backup from the backup configuration file, the backup would work. If I manually launch a scheduled backup, it would not work. It would not find the folders. and I proved that the server was able to see that computer through the network, I concluded on Saturday that I should delete all of the scheduled backups and recreate the scheduled backups. And then it should work. It did not. I went one step further. I deleted the backup configuration. Surely that will fix it. It did not. I can still manually launch the backup from the backup job configuration, but the scheduled backups still fail. Now, somebody's going to respond and say, well, I use XYZ backup program and I never have trouble. Yeah, but do you do the weird oddball things that I do? And any software will have problems somewhere during the line when somebody's doing something that's out of the box, not the basic usage. So don't go hammering about Macrium Reflect as a piece of crap, because I know some of you think that. Every software, every hardware will fail under some circumstances. Get over it. Just get over it. That's not a reason to jump ship to another program or another piece of hardware that somebody else says, I never have problems with that, but they don't do the weird, complex things I do. So that's all of that. Then channel comments. Let's do another ad break there and go to channel comments. And the oldest comment in here is this one. Zoom it in a bit. I'm hoping to get through a certain quantity of my plan for today. It's 9:21. Okay. So that commercial break is probably over by now. MZ Sock says, okay, so the reason the explanation is irrelevant is they're talking specifically about Windows insiders, not the average user. This is in response to my Windows Daily Helpline 526. I think that was Friday. The thumbnail says insiders ignored. And I was responding to another YouTube content creator who was actually said during that video, Microsoft should stop the insiders program because they don't listen to us. And I said, yes, they do. The very thing he was complaining about, Microsoft documented. And his viewers were still having trouble with it because they were forcing the upgrade to 24H2. They were not allowing Windows Update delivery mechanisms to deliver the update to them. They were shortcutting that, circumventing Microsoft's plan. Now, MZ Sock is saying I assume he meant my explanation is irrelevant. I disagree with that. You're still not listening. Insiders don't choose when to install these updates. I know that. They just come. Yeah, you have less control if you're an insider. You are not special. As far as your abilities and rights. I've been in and out of the insider program since it was a thing. Well, thank you for your service because you're helping the rest of us. And I can confirm Microsoft regularly ignores insiders. You need to define what you mean by ignoring insiders. I'm saying they do not ignore insiders, but your expectations are wrong. You're thinking you can give them feedback and they're going to respond to you as an individual, or they're going to do what you tell them to do. No, they never promised that. They're going to do what they're going to do. Now, I'm going to give you a different definition about what an insider
Al Wade
is.
said Windows Insider is a con.
Yeah, Alice says insiders is a con. Well, I'm going to give you a new term, a new word for that. We've told them on several occasions. Well, that just tells me your expectations are wrong and you think you can tell them to do something. We've told them on several occasions, hey, update XYZ is borked in ABC ways. Let's get it fixed before pushing it to main. You do not get to tell Microsoft what to do. You do not understand the insiders program. And they just push it to the general public without fixing it anyway. They do put holds. And if you would just take your updates the way that Microsoft intends to deliver them to you, you won't have nearly as much troubles. And that's specifically true about that thing that the other YouTuber was complaining about. Being an insider is an infuriating experience, to be honest. Yes, I absolutely understand when you say it's infuriating. Now here's you need to change your thinking. It was misnamed when they called it the Windows Insider program. When they called it Windows Insider, people think, oh, I am a tech, I am special, I can do things. Hello, Catherine Anna Hauserman. Nice to see you. And I can get insider information from them. What you are is a Windows crash dummy. Just like GM, Ford, Chevy, Alfa Romeo, they have test dummies that they put into their test vehicles and they crash the cars. The dummies don't get to tell the manufacturer what to do. Their input and their feedback is used by the manufacturer to adjust and make changes. On the Winsiders program, on the Windows Insider program specifically, they have this feedback hub where you put in your feedback of what has happened. If somebody else has already put in the topic that you're telling about, you'll upvote that. Microsoft looks at the most highly upvote, I'm deducing. Microsoft looks at which problems were most highly upvoted and they take whatever action they deem to take, not what the crash dummies tell them to do. You are a crash dummy on the Insiders program. If you're going to do the Insiders program, you should be doing image backups regularly so you can roll your computer back. And then even more so in the developers ring, if you get in the developers ring, you cannot back out of that. Once you're in the developers ring, that computer is in the developers ring. The only way to get out is to reinstall Windows. So in that case, you should have an image backup of your computer before electing to go into the developers ring. So yeah, no, I think you just got the wrong understanding about Insiders
Read
program
chat,
and
please.
you're approaching it wrong. Coming to chat. Let's see, escape key to get out of that menu and refresh. What was the solution to the problem with Macrium Reflect? For my client's computer, I have not solved it yet. That's an ongoing problem. I have not solved it yet. Okay. I would say test this on a PC. You only use now and again, not on your main PC. Well, the problem with that is it's not a valid test for the Insiders program if you're not actually using it. So one level further, if I were going to do the Insiders program, make an image backup before the Insiders program, then register for the Insiders program, and then work with the computer for a number of days. If there's a problem, restore your prior image. And then maybe some number of days later, restore the image of the Insiders program installation and continue with that. You could bounce back and forth. If you do your backups to a second partition on the internal hard drive, it's much faster to be able to jump back and forth. And that should work fine. I don't know if anybody has done that. Okay, coming to my next
Ken
topic.
Stout Live said, don't forget to tell us the solution to the tech issue with the internet from earlier in the show.
Thank you, Ken. I was just thinking about that myself. Before going there, I'll do another ad break and then go see if there's something else that I want to get. Grizz Garcia, oh, I so much want to respond to that today. And I'm not doing a show tomorrow. Hardware info, host look, NAS performance, mini
Zvmana
PC.
said, maybe security permission. Try to run the app as admin.
Oh, wow. For the backup problem? No, boy, I don't buy that because we're backing up through the network and the backups on the server itself work fine. And the scheduled backups used to work. I'll think more on that, Zvi. I assume you're referring to the backup issue. Boy, there's so much that I'd like to do now. I'm going to go a little bit over time here. Grizz Garcia. Chris Garcia, I'm showing this in an email because she responded to somebody else's comment, so it doesn't show up in the same way. This is in response to the HP All-In-One dead. So the light on the back when I plug in the charger is on. I did the resale, but it still won't turn on, make any sound. Do you think it's fixable? They want to charge me $70 to look at it. Grizz, if you have already done the procedure that I showed in that video, I do not think it is worth fixing. Yes, it could be fixed, but I think you'd be spending more money than the computer's worth. You could buy a used all-in-one, but a solution that I like better, maybe, and you can come back and check in with this channel, is I just looked this morning to see how are we doing on all-in-one computers with the N95 processors. I've been doing a lot of work with my clients on these N95 processors. They are low capability processors, but for most end users, they work just fine. And I'm going to be showing you data that supports that and confirms that you can get a brand new 24-inch all-in-one PC for $300. Now, I haven't seen any of these yet. Notice that this is showing 1.0 in reviews. So I don't want you to order this just yet. I'll come down here and show what that review said. Let's see where, I think it's down here. Yeah. There is no camera as advertised. It advertised a camera. That's what they're complaining about. So because this is an unproven, untested thing, and because I think I'm going to kind of become the king of these low-end processors, notice this. View order, last purchase, October 15th, 2024. I ordered this morning. I know, Catherine, you would not do this. I understand that. Don't keep yelling at me about that because I know that's your feelings. I have the data. Everybody who's saying, no, don't do that, they have not shown any data. I have data that I was prepared to show today. I'm out of time. I have data to show under actual in-office use that these are performing fine. Get over it. If you're saying don't do it, show me some data on it. I have data on it. And I can show you the downside, what the catches are. One, installing fresh Windows is going to take longer. Installing Windows updates is going to take longer. Installing programs is going to take longer. But the computer is not topped out during actual business in use. I have recorded HW information, and I can show the statistics. I can tell you what my clients have reported after actually using these for months. So yeah, Alice, I was thinking you would be interested in that. Okay, I'll hit an ad break, and then we're going to go give the conclusion for those photos. So that's all I'm going to get through my plan. Doggone it anyway. Okay. I do not know what you've said in chat. I will get to check up on that after the show. And let's get back to those photos. Remember, she said the internet was not working. So I'm going to show you what your clues should have been that you would have noticed. Okay, so start out with airplane mode. It was not a problem with any airplane button or selecting airplane mode. We came into this screen. You're not connected to any networks. There's a show available networks. There's a change adapter options. I asked her to go into change adapter options because that's going to show me this. Now, she told me that the Wi-Fi was not connecting. And here we don't see any Wi-Fi adapters. So I asked her to give me pictures of the computer. Here's the front of the computer. Here's the back of the computer. And what you should have seen, if you look through these pictures, that should have been what you noticed. I asked her to unplug the USB Wi-Fi adapter on the back of the computer, plug it back in. That's what fixed it. Fixed it? Yeah, that fixed it. So it was a very short call. She had spent an hour the previous day trying to fix it herself. And then she said, I'm just going to call Doug. And she gets charged the number of minutes that I was providing that support. That's always the way that I work. I still am showing 20 dropped frames, so that never got any worse. I'll take a quick look at chat, looking for oranges. You're never special and either a beta or an alpha tester for Microsoft. Absolutely. Absolutely. You are a crash dummy. I think that would have been a much more appropriate way to name that. 909, you scrolled backwards to 907. Yeah, I went back to look a little bit further. I intended to. What you were guiding me to was 909, and I did understand that. I guess I will. Let's see. Somebody up here said that they were first, and that is not true because Ken Stout was actually first last night. I can't actually see who was first. I mean, who thought they were
Ken
first.
Stout Live said, Doug, understand me? Never.
I can't even extend that to show what he said last night. Yeah. Now, the funny thing is on Big Beast Build was turned off overnight. And when I turned on this morning, I was still able to access his comment from last night. But anyone who refreshed their browser after about 30 minutes before the show would not have seen
Ken
that.
Stout Live said John Williams was first. I was pinned.
Yeah.
John Williams said it was me, Doug.
Yeah, it was John Williams said he's first. That was before I pinned Ken Stout's comment. So John did not see Ken Stout's comment until I pinned it. Once I pinned it, then he did see it. So that was interesting. All right, that's it. Let's get out of here. I'm done. This is over with. We're going to put it to bed. I'm going to do that button.
CD Manor said, I see you next time, but not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow, correct. Thank you for reminding me of that. And I think I've done everything that I need to. So then here we go with an end screen. Here's the email address if you want to send a question. And I will see you Thursday, that would be. All right. Have a great day, everybody. Goodbye.
That's all, folks.